No, I got it. Let's say it for you. Oh, doing good. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my God. We're just praying for, you know, praying. I told you that dramatically. I don't want to. Today was a bad. But, yeah, I just like, she goes back to ground. So then they are right. Yeah.
She knows what she's
Yeah, like today, she is just so happy.
Thank you.
I never finished reading myself, too. I got bored with it. Too much material to read. Trying to get some yard work on the tubs. It's stuck in front rack, it took me a long time, I had to pull the signs out and put it back in. Actually, it's a weed whacker, all the time. And then the leaves would go around, I wouldn't get my diagonal pattern anymore. I guess it doesn't matter anymore. Because I think when the leaves start falling, I'll just bring my rider around and just shoot them up and roll. I guess Jeff tells me I don't get, he doesn't get any leaves like I used to. Jeff, I helped you out, I took down 40 trees.
I think they think, you know, for.
No, my you gotta make sure you see these bring up the side, it goes up that access to the doors. Because somebody else better. If he starts, if he initials them, then I'll know which one's picked up.
You have, I just got, you have no idea what just happened. It's bad.
I know.
Yes. Yep.
Once you get yours, I'm always out there doing my thing.
Yeah.
Even though
When
Willoughby Hills,
I made about 1,000 of them before.
on Euclid, I got certain fires and both my neighbors. I get almost their whole front yard, and I said, "Man, you're just gonna come back into my yard." So, like, I was doing the one next door. I used to sit there and I looked up in the window the one time, and there he is drinking coffee. I've heard senior something watching me doing
Evening.
So,
I worked coming in, but I just got 6 feet apart.
Steve will be here in a little bit. He said he might be running.
We're live on YouTube now.
We can also find out from, we have to ask Vince,
Yes.
we need to find my copy, my ink and my copier, my printer. It was delivered by, and Bittner signed for it, but they couldn't find it.
Who signed for it?
Bittner,
Bittner.
back on August 31st, yeah.
Okay,
Sarah.
okay, we'll ask Steve tonight.
So we'll have to ask, as I said, we'll have to ask Steve.
I did, but you all changed that, right?
That's done there. They did this one and they did this one. For the right one.
We have to.
That's done, yeah. We just have to find the steps.
Doing the same stuff I looked at online.
What's that?
Same stuff I looked at online.
How, yeah.
What's that? Which one? Yeah, that's why we didn't approve it. That's why I sent the email out that I did, that nobody responded to. Okay.
Jeremy, can you hear us okay?
We lost Jeremy.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Right, we can get, we can get MDTs for the police department. And John will be running.
Ready? Okay, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the prayer. Grant us, O Lord, light in our understanding, prudence in our investigating, foresight in our planning, sincerity in our deliberating, the grace to follow truth in our judgment. Help us to be moved in our decision, neither by fear nor by self-interest, and to do our work faithfully. May we respect the authority vested in us, for thou art the source of all authority, and we may use it in our directives for the common good, for thy honor and glory. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Okay. Call to order. Roll call.
All right, Ms. Falkenberg,
Here.
Mr. Cronin,
Here.
Mrs. Mara,
Here.
Dr. Sharma,
Present.
Ms. Sharma,
Here.
Ms. Seba.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to open up first with saying, Joanne will go into later about the levy that's up due. We're going to be voting on in November. But I'm asking all residents in the village to support our upcoming tax levy. We have more seniors, which is great for the village. However, it created a loss of income tax revenue and a loss of 25% property tax because of the homestead reduction. We can't or we don't want to fix this problem because they earn their retirement and donated their time, talents, and treasures to the village and need their rest. If the working class of the village supports this levy, we will be donating our treasures to the village. The third area we are losing revenue is in our property values. When a house goes on the market and the bank does an appraisal, 6 comparables are needed. These comps are of similar value homes in the surrounding areas. They're only valued at what they see from the outside. Therefore, if every resident beautifies their home in the village, our property values will go up, which then everybody wins. A letter went out from our council several months ago regarding the beautification of our village, and I have to congratulate the approximately 80% who complied. Great job. We do, however, have a few stubborn stragglers who are in the process of joining the rest of us and make Timberlake beautiful. But this is why, one of the things we need to increase the value of our homes, and that'd be a good way to do it, just by pretty much just beautifying our neighborhood, making the lawns look good, the yards look good, painting, cleaning up, and so forth. So these are some of the things that I like to see happen. And again, I want to thank all those who have gone out of their way and really help make the properties look beautiful. Another thing is, I want to bring to their attention, we had a drinking fountain at the park, which I had shut off. We were paying $85 a month for that. And because of what's going on also with the COVID, and they won't allow us to open those up. So we had that shut off. So we'll be saving a little bit of money there too. Anyway, that's about it for the good and welfare. And then do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
I motion.
Second.
You have a second? Nancy motions.
I second it.
Okay, great. Ms. Falkenberg,
Aye.
Mr. Cronin,
Aye.
Mrs. Mara,
Aye.
Ms. Saba,
Aye.
Dr. Sharma,
Aye.
Ms. Sharma.
Okay, thank you. All right, first business will be resolution number 2020-13. It's the second reading. We need to pass an emergency at September meeting. This resolution authorizes the mayor and fiscal officer to expend funds received from the CARES Act funding and declaring an emergency. So do we have a motion on second reading?
Falkenberg makes a motion.
We need to suspend the rules on this one first. Joanne?
Yes, need a motion to suspend the rules,
This is a second reading.
but we have passed an
okay.
emergency.
We got to pass it now.
Do we have a motion to suspend the rules?
I make a motion to, Cronin makes a motion to suspend the rules.
Shannon seconds.
Okay, great. Ms. Falkenberg,
Aye.
Mr. Cronin,
Aye.
Mrs. Mara,
Aye.
Ms. Saba,
Aye.
Dr. Sharma,
Aye.
Ms. Sharma.
Okay, do we have now a motion to pass resolution 2020-13?
Falkenberg makes a motion. Save a second.
Ready for
Ms.
discussion?
Falkenberg? Oh,
Aye.
I'm sorry. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, let's start with discussion. This is the CARES Act money that we're passing, that we got $68,439.59. We actually have to have it earmarked or encumbered by the end of this month. Otherwise, whatever money we don't have encumbered that we're going to say we're going to spend by the end of the year, we have to goes back to the county. I'm required to report it back to all of our encumbrance or anticipated expenditures by October 6th to the county. Then by October 15th, I have to return the unbalance. There is very strong restrictions on it. Even I was in the webinar today, the questions were asked even like with equipment, vehicles. They're watching it very closely. Vehicles will definitely be very looked at. Equipment, they will look at and see what they feel is a necessary need for the entity. So like, here's a good one. I'm gonna say for the laptops, we can get one laptop for the police department we can justify that that the chief takes it home to work on reports. We need to be able to justify that. We also need to be able to explain what we're spending this to a normal person that walks in off the street. Well, why did you purchase the hand sanitizers? Well, because we're looking, for the sanitation. Why did you purchase the automatic soap dispensers? Well, this is so you don't have to touch it. So we have to be very detailed on it. Even like another one was the bathrooms. They shot back. They were very strict on sending it back to us. Came back to me on it, said, you had like the sink, replacing the sink bowls and that. They came back and they're like, no, you can get the faucets, the touchless faucets, and the supply lines for that and the labor to put that in. But the sink base, no.
What about the touchless toilets?
You can do those too, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
had a
they're
quote separated on
very
that.
trying to be, in one way, tie our hands. They're saying, here's all this money to spend, but right now we're restricted on spending it on there. So don't want to sound like when people are like, well, why are you saying no on this? I'm reached out to them and they've contacted us back going forward.
And what
So
happens if we use it for something that is not allowable?
then it comes back to our responsibility to pay it back. Now, here's another thing, is you have the opportunity, you can pass it off to another entity. Like I'm going to take, for example, the food bank. If you decide that you want to give, I'm just going to throw this out there, $2,000 to the food bank. It is our responsibility. We have to enter into an agreement with them, but then it becomes our responsibility that it is spent correctly. If it is not spent correctly, it still comes back on us, not the food bank. It's us that has to repay it. So when you're thinking about it, if you guys, I don't mind if you want to give it to another entity, just make sure you're aware that we are responsible for it.
Are we discussing this?
Yes, that's what, yeah.
Okay. My take on this is, and I don't want to sound rude, I don't think we should give any money to any other entity because we have to be careful of how they spend it.
Right.
Which creates more havoc for us. What I would recommend with council's approval is we spend that money on everything possibly we could get, whether it's equipment for the village hall, even if we can't incorporate that right now, we could have it set off to the side, and maybe next year we can do it.
No.
There's, what's that?
We have to have it all installed by August or December 30th.
Okay.
And then, yes, they.
I'm just looking for a way to spend every possible
I
penny.
agree.
This is free money for us.
And you're not allowed to stockpile.
So what about like handicap entry, automatic
Those you can get,
touchless doors?
you can get that,
for
yes. And I
this
think,
store,
that-
this store and the main hall,
yes, I have that on there.
right?
So you can get a quote on those, yes.
It was already on there.
It's on here, yes,
Yeah,
I have
right,
that on
right,
here, yes.
Yes.
So you can do that. That's
Yeah,
probably, that's
guess-
probably gonna be
guess-
about $14,000 right there. 15, you have to get quotes.
Yeah.
I guess my input on this would be, let's collectively as a unit, and even with the residents that are here, if they have ideas,
Right?
let's spend this money. If we don't spend it, we got to give it back. It's free money. We're in a very good situation pertaining to this. Let's spend this money. Let's spend it on what we can, and let's do what we can to make this village better.
I agree with you, but you're saying it's very restrictive. You have
Right,
to-
so I'm like, the bathrooms and stuff are coming in around probably about 5 to 10,000 is what those are coming in on.
And the police
Oh, no.
MD, the
and-
police computer, the computer for the police department's what, 1,500?
Yeah, you got one for about.
So
yeah.
we're still looking at a lot of extra money, and I guess.
And then
what
if we do that, if we do the doors, those are another 15, so that'll get you there.
And I guess what I'm
So-
saying is collectively, as a
Mhm.
unit, council is 7 people. We've got another 15, 20 people out here.
So,
Let's take suggestions. I mean,
Okay.
maybe someone out there
So
has
here,
a
let-
suggestion that we could
let-
spend it on that will work.
well, here, let me read off what we had from the previous meeting going forward and kind of what I think the Sharma sent over. We have cleaning and sanitizing of the village hall, which will be about $2,000 to $3,000 on that. PPE, touchless door entries, touchless electric switches, touchless faucets, touchless toilets, automatic hand sanitizers, soap dispenser, paper towel dispensers. So that'd be about another $2,000 there. Electric static sprayers. I would at least get one for sure for here.
What was it? I'm sorry.
An electric static sprayer. It's a sprayer that you can go in and I would at least get one for here. But here's the other caveat we're running into. The problem is our credit cards only have a $500 limit on them. So we're running into the problem of buying with the credit card limit.
Then I say, I mean, if it's covered under the CARES Act, I say we temporarily increase our credit card limit.
I'll try to reach out to him and I may have to have you reach out to him too.
That's a good idea.
The video recording for here, so you can do more video recording, kind of got it set up now, but the camera's there. Hopefully, I mean, we have very few full timers, I think everybody's part-time here to cover for COVID. Nitrostatic self-cleaning sleeves on high-touch point areas. This came from the Sharmas, and I don't know what that is, so they may have to explain that one.
So it is actually a sort of a covering. So think about a tape, and you would tape all the high touch point areas, and it is extremely efficient. You have to, I think you can change it after 90 days. It works well, So if you look it up, nanoseptic self-cleaning sleeves, especially on the areas we touch often, like think about the door handles, and as we walk inside the village hall, it can be used there. And another thing that was the Surface Voice 2, that's the first antiviral surface coating approved by EPA, and then our president endorsed it as well about a month back. That's when I had, or 20 days back, that's when I had sent this email. So those were the ones, along with the self-health diagnose station, where you don't have to touch it. You go stand, it checks your temperature, and it announces, you are good to go. So those were some suggestions.
So we just put price tags to those so we can get up to the $68,439 by the end of September here.
What
We
about,
can-
sorry,
We lost you.
having sanitizing stations near the playground and even by the beach, like close to the door, kind of where we have the little pooper scooper so people can walk past, spray their hands, and it's like these giant jugs of sanitizers
There you
that
go.
we can leave out.
So we needed it at beach,
And the park.
park, and
then where
playground.
The doggy stations.
So you can get those. One of those.
I went to Chagrin Falls and they had something like that, which was pretty convenient, I thought.
So and then, any more from council? Any idea?
for trade?
Honestly, is there anything we could do to outfit the pavilion back there with anything? I mean, I don't know if anybody's ever brought that up.
Like that.
Sanitizers, anything like that, let's see what we can do to outfit the pavilion. I
Put a
mean,
sanitizer out there. Mhm.
might as well.
I think that just to give another suggestion, I think it would be a good idea to order the KN95s for these council meetings where we have so many of the public people coming. We have council members that are there. If we're able to provide them with actual masks that are proven to prevent COVID rather than just run-of-the-mill home masks, I think that'll be helpful as well.
Okay.
So how about anybody from the public have any other suggestions?
And how about the motion-based slider door for the village hall, if possible?
That's what he's gonna get, the touchless and.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect, thank you.
Another thing, when I was at the mayors and managers meeting, they mentioned about how we can, for payroll for the police, fire, EMS, and so forth.
They said, we have to watch, it's gotta be very direct related. So yes, that was on today's topic. They said that they
Oh,
would
they
be,
said they
they would
mentioned
be
that, okay.
watching that today. They said if you think it's gonna be a red flag, don't spend on it.
Okay, then they changed their mind because they were taking chances.
Yes, they said if
They
you
decide,
think
okay.
it's gonna raise a red flag, no, and they said they will be watching, this is the item that they will audit.
Yeah, Mayor, I
So-
know we had talked about it before. Do they allow the touchless water fountain?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay, and is that one of the things that you included in there?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, good.
As a matter of fact, I have one quote already from Jack's.
Okay.
I got two of them, actually. The first one they got was with the sinks. That was over 20,000, but this one here is for 17,897. This includes replacing all the toilets in both bathrooms to the touchless. That they have to do major plumbing on. The faucets to touchless, the urinals to touchless, and also the soap dispensers or the sanitizers touchless, all that. So, and then the paper towel holders touchless. So that was
Perfect. I mean, If we
17.
can do it at the village hall with this money, let's do it up.
and
I'm
also,
waiting on two other estimates though on
I'd
that.
say I'll give you a couple more because I know we got ours for 4 bathrooms, the kitchen, for $11,000.
Yeah, I'm meeting Edge Hill Plumbing tomorrow, by
Okay,
the way.
and I'll give
then
you-
Wyatt Works also is
Yep.
also sending an
Yep,
estimate.
there's a-
So,
So
There we go.
either way, Joanne, how much did you say we have?
We have
We have to earmark for this?
$68,439.
Did you say, I'm sorry, 60?
$68,439.
So even everything we're talking about right now, we're nowhere near close.
No.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's play Christmas. Let's put in a wish list. I mean, let's.
That's
do
so we
everything
get it as
can.
much as we can, get it earmarked, so we have it all. So we
Yes.
could say
And we have
this,
to have that
and
by
we
the end of
actually
this month.
have to have it delivered by December 30th.
Okay, and we have to have it earmarked and ordered and approved by the end of this
No,
month. by the
no,
end
we
of
have to have it
September.
encumbered at least of what, this is what we're spending it on. We have to send to them and here's what our estimates are going to be
Okay.
on there. Yes.
We have another question. Debbie, yes?
How about a touchless water fountain down at the playground?
Yeah, we can do that. Okay, we'll put that on the list.
Mhm.
Yes.
That's why we're asking.
Mayor, did
Make
you
sure it
get-
comes with a touchless doggy bowl too.
You know, they make those that there are people on top and then the dogs is below that.
Yeah.
Might be a thought.
I think it's a great thought.
Okay.
About the kitchen. Touchless sink in the kitchen.
Yes, oh yeah, that was on this quote also. I forgot to mention, but yeah, they're gonna put a touchless faucet in the kitchen also.
Mhm.
And also a sanitizers in the kitchen.
Joanne, do you know of anything that we could do to sanitize the equipment down at the playground?
Well,
That's
what
gonna
we
be with
did,
the
that
static,
sprayer.
that
Right,
sprayer.
that's that sprayer.
Mhm.
And we can sanitize tables and chairs and everything after hall rentals with that sprayer.
Mhm.
So would I have access to that sprayer to use it before I take anybody down there? Or how would that work?
That would be.
For
Well, what
service.
we would do is we would have our servicemen do it, and because, again, we would pay them with the COVID money because they would be doing that special. So either way, it wouldn't cost us anything for that. So we would have our service guys actually do that. They'll just go out
So they would do it, like,
sanitizing.
regularly, like-
We'll have to have it regularly, yes.
So after you have a party, who would do that?
We'd have to get whoever's taking care, either have a company come in, or again, we'd have our people, whoever's either cleaning the hall or our service men have to
Didn't
do
you
it.
say we can't
We can't,
use it just to clean the hall?
Right,
or
after every
sanitize the
party,
hall
right?
After every party?
right.
Well, if you had the electric sanitizer, then you
we
could do it, yeah.
We could be
Yeah.
able to
Yeah.
use it for that.
But an
That-
outside
That's a
one.
good idea.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You can buy gallons and gallons of sanitizer.
On there, you can only buy enough, you can't stockpile, so just keep that in mind.
No,
How about the equipment at the service garage?
If that's what,
That needs to be sanitized and protected.
yes.
Yeah, that's the mowers.
You have all this on the list already now. Yeah, that's all.
so there you
How about touchless car wash?
So are everybody
Okay,
good
so-
with that? So you guys will work on getting me some more prices and,
Mayor, did you get any quotes on doors?
No, not
no, he's
yet.
gotta get those.
Not yet.
Who is it? There's only one place in Menor. I'll have to email it over to you that does commercial doors. There's only one place. We've been down the road. I'll email it to you tomorrow morning.
Okay, so
Now you can do roll call.
And wait, real quick, anybody else ideas? Because we came up with some good ideas. Anybody else?
No, but we have to the end of the month, right?
yes, yes, so.
We should just, we'll put it in the Timberlake Times, right? Everybody could just notify who?
Anyone on council,
Anyone on council,
anyone
then
on
they can send it
council
over.
do, yeah. So it'll be covered in the minutes then.
When you rent the hall, is there any extra charge for over cleanup afterwards?
No.
No,
Not yet.
No,
Would that be somehow come under this for extra cleanup?
They won't allow it. They're gonna allow a one-time
Sterilize.
sanitized sterilization
where I can
cleaning.
have a professional
And
one.
then after that, we have to use these funds to do whatever we need necessary to maintain it.
We have to do it ourselves after people leave.
that's why we're talking about getting that one sanitizer where we can do it ourselves then. And that they'll pay for. So, okay, so roll call?
Ms. Falkenberg, Mr. Cronin,
Aye.
Mrs. Mara,
Aye.
Ms. Saba,
I,
Dr. Sharma,
Aye.
Ms. Sharma.
Okay, thank you. Resolution number 2020-14. A resolution authorizing the fiscal officer to amend the certificate of estimated resources for the year 2020 and declaring an emergency. You want to explain this?
This is now because at the end of August, after we did our meeting in August, that they decided to give us 22,000 more. That's how we got up to the 68,000 from the 40. So that's why I have to now amend it so we can accept the additional money.
Okay, thank you. Do I have a motion to suspend the rules?
I make a motion to suspend the rules. Saba?
I second it.
Okay, great. Ms. Falkenberg,
I,
Mr. Cronin,
Aye.
Mrs. Mara,
Aye.
Ms. Saba,
Aye.
Dr. Sharma, Ms. Sharma.
Okay, thank you. And we have a motion to authorize,
Pass it, didn't they? They do suspend the rules?
we just suspended.
There you pass it.
Motion to pass?
I make a motion that we pass resolution 2020-14.
Falkenberg seconds.
Okay, Ms. Falkenberg,
I,
Mr. Cronin,
Aye.
Mrs. Mara,
Aye.
Ms. Saba,
Aye.
Dr. Sharma,
I,
Ms. Sharma.
Okay, thank you. Next resolution, 2020-15. A resolution amending the permanent appropriations fund for the Village of Timberlake, Ohio for the year 2020 and declaring an emergency.
And this one is to spend the 22,000 that we got additional on there.
Okay, so do we have a motion to suspend the rules?
Cronin makes a motion.
Saba second.
Great. Ms. Falkenberg,
I,
Mr. Cronin,
Aye.
Mrs. Mara,
Aye.
Ms. Saba,
Aye.
Dr. Sharma,
I,
Ms. Sharma.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve.
Saba second.
Ms. Falkenberg,
I,
Mr. Cronin,
Aye.
Mrs. Mara,
Aye.
Ms. Saba,
Aye.
Dr. Sharma,
I,
Ms. Sharma.
Okay, thank you. Next resolution, 2020-16. A resolution authorizing the mayor and fiscal officer to enter into an agreement with the Regional Income Tax Agency, RITA, to provide the tax authority portal, TAP, assistance in the administration of the income tax ordinances and other services and declaring an emergency. Can I
This is,
explain this?
this is to authorize so that we can have the online access on it. So I can online access all of our reports is where they'll be emailing them to us on there. So they need an agreement saying that I'm allowed to put it on my computer,
Oh.
online access.
Okay, do we have a motion to suspend the rules?
I make a motion that we suspend the rules.
I'll second.
Ms. Falkenberg,
I,
Mr. Cronin,
Aye.
Mrs. Mara,
Aye.
Ms. Saba,
Aye.
Dr. Sharma,
I,
Ms. Sharma.
Okay, we have a motion to approve, please.
Excuse me, Mayor, before we do that, I do have a question about that. I don't know if anybody else has received it, but I got something in the mail from Rita.
I will be explaining that later.
Okay, okay, you got that over.
I got that over here and I'll explain
Okay,
anything. I have a lot for everybody on that, yes.
Okay, motion to approve?
Falkenberg makes a motion.
I second
I
it.
second.
Okay, Ms. Falkenberg, Mr. Cronin,
Aye.
Mrs. Mara,
Aye.
Ms. Saba,
Aye.
Dr. Sharma,
I,
Ms. Sharma.
Okay, thank you. Resolution 2020-17. This comes from the county auditor. A resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor.
And the reason this is as an emergency is because they send it to us on August 18th and we have to have it back to them by October 1st.
They sent it when, August 18th?
August 18th.
Oh.
Okay. So any questions?
I make a motion to suspend the rules.
Cronin seconds.
Great. Ms. Falkenberg,
I,
Mr. Cronin,
Aye.
Mrs. Mara,
Aye.
Ms. Saba,
Aye.
Dr. Sharma,
I,
Ms. Sharma.
And a motion to approve?
Cronin makes a motion to approve.
I second.
Second. Sorry.
Tony.
Okay, Ms. Falkenberg,
I,
Mr. Cronin,
Aye.
Mrs. Mara,
Aye.
Ms. Saba,
Aye.
Dr. Sharma,
I,
Ms. Sharma.
Aye.
So needs to sign.
The next one is Resolution 2020-18. Came from Lake County. A resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with Lake County by and through the Lake County Board of Commissioners for sanitary sewer billing and collections for the village of Timberlake and declaring an emergency.
This came about from the Lake County, I think his name was Matt. He was going through the records and found out that they're collecting the sanitary sewer billing for us, but there is no actual contract. And they've been doing it for several years, so this is what they need to justify, saying that we do agree.
Will this affect anyone's sewer bill?
No,
Okay.
No, this won't make any change. Sorry to jump in. This won't make any change. It just codifies what we're already doing. And it's there, and I did review it. It's the standard agreement from Lake County, so.
Okay, thank you. So do we have a motion to suspend the rules?
Falkenberg makes the motion. Say the seconds.
Ms. Falkenberg,
Aye.
Mr. Cronin,
Aye.
Mrs. Mara,
Aye.
Ms. Saba,
Aye.
Dr. Sharma,
Aye.
Ms. Sharma.
Okay. Motion approved.
I motion.
I second.
Ms. Falkenberg,
Aye.
Mr. Cronin,
Aye.
Mrs. Mara,
Aye.
Ms. Saba,
Aye.
Dr. Sharma,
Aye.
Ms. Sharma.
Aye.
Okay. The next one is resolution number 2020-19. This will be the first reading. This is a resolution authorizing and directing the mayor and fiscal officer to enter an agreement with Vita Loans for towing service and declaring an emergency. Did you want to explain this one?
Yeah, we have currently have a contract with Midlands Towing. It goes through December 31st, 2020. So it's coming up. And basically, what the agreement is that they tow our police vehicle or any police tows, anything like that, they're our contract. It doesn't cost us anything. The service they provide, because we have a contract with them, is if any of our vehicles have a dead battery, need towed, it's a free service provided to the village for any city-owned vehicle, village-owned vehicle. I looked at other towing companies, as I did in 2018 when I got this contract. We have a unique situation. We receive, I guess for better terms, we receive a $25 kickback on every tow that we do, every tow that the police department does. The only other city that does that around here is Eastlake. None of the other cities get a kickback on it. With Vita Loans, they are willing to give us that money back. So for instance, if we have 100, or if we have 4 tows in 1 month, they will give us a check for $100 at the end of the month, $25 for each tow. The other company I was looking at, 3S Towing, they don't have the personnel to do that. What they recommended was that we basically charge $25 or whatever we want to charge to give the tow slip to the person, which is going to be a logistical nightmare for us because we're a small village. We don't have, police officers don't have petty cash. We don't take credit cards, take a check, all that. It would be a logistical nightmare for us to do it that way. It would be real logistically nightmare for Joanne with petty cash. So Vita Loans is obviously the best choice we have. What council has to look at is, as I said, right now we have a $25 fee that we get back for each tow. The mayor brought it up to me that he would like to see that increase to 35. It doesn't really matter to me whether we do that or not. I did talk to Nick at Vita Loans. He's okay with that, increasing it to $35. He would just increase the cost of the tow an additional $10 to give us our $35 back. This is just the first reading, so this is something that we can think about. We could either continue the contract the way it is now at $25, where we get a $25 return for each tow, or we can increase that to $35. I believe, Chief, did you, we've had what, 6 tows this year? Yeah, we've had 6 tows this year and we're already halfway through September. So monetarily wise, it's not going to make that big of a deal. But again, that's something that we as council need to look at. If we want to increase it to 35, that's fine. Village is okay with it. If we want to keep it at 25, that's fine. They're okay with it. He's looked at the contract. Again, I want to just bring it up on first reading. So we have a nice smooth transaction. If we do the first reading now, second reading next month, our third readings in November, we can have everything approved and we can make a nice smooth transition from December 31st, 2020 to January 1st, 2021 without any lapse in service. So that's just basically something for everybody to think about.
Okay, thank you. Okay, do I have a motion to approve?
No, we're just in first reading.
Oh, it's just reading, okay, so, all right, mayor's report, basically, want to talk about, again, we're going to talk about the income tax levy. Joanne is going to go into detail about how this will actually affect us, good and bad. So Joanne, you want to?
Sure. Let me bring up the budget stuff. So going forward, in reference to the reason the income tax levy is a 1%, keep in mind, this does not affect the seniors. When we go forward, I'll bring this up more. I will have a form. So if you're retired, you're receiving a pension, Social Security, interest, or dividends, you don't pay income tax. So that's part of one of the good things of having this income tax levy is it does take some of the burden off the seniors on here. So going forward, so I was doing the budget out for even next year and even, well, this year, I did forecast it out for the remainder of this year. And at the rate of the spending and everything between now and the end of the year, we're only going to collect about another $20,000 in income tax. At the end of this year, we're going to only have approximately $38,000 as a carryover. We need more than that. I have loans that are due, that come due in the beginning of January. Our loans for the year is total of, what did I have here? I have the sewer loan, which is $14,173. The paving loan is $48,977. And the last payment on the cruiser will be $6,849. So right there in loans alone, we have almost $70,000 that we have to transfer out of general fund to cover. So we are deficit spending. So we want to try to stop our deficit spending. I mean, we've cut as much as we can. I don't know where else we can cut. So we want to try to get us back into line a little bit. The income tax will help us some. One of the items I said to the mayor too, we don't know yet. There's 2 levies that are coming up next year. We may be able to allow one to expire if this income tax levy would pass. It all depends on this income tax. If this income tax, hopefully I would love to see it pass. That way we can take a little bit of the burden off of our seniors is what I'm looking at trying to do for the community here. Another thing though, the mayor gets to go do negotiations. Go talk to City of Eastlake because your contract's $90-some thousand over there. And that's for your fire and EMS protection. They're charging us. You can negotiate also with CT consultants. See if you can get them down to do a retainer of $500 a year. I know a community that has it at that right now.
Okay.
So we're trying to cut. I don't know where else to cut.
Won't happen, but
So,
we could try.
yeah. We don't want the state to come
They're the
in.
only game in town that won't happen, but we can try.
You mean CT?
Huh?
You mean CT?
No, I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, so I mean, if you're wondering what's the biggest thing right there, I mean, your whole income tax, 1% brings in 100,000. And your, let me go buzz over here. I can buzz over. City of Eastlake is 98,000. So that takes you.
and what I
That
can
should take
tell
you
you
up
is when I was in
1%.
negotiations with them a few years ago for the contract, the City of Eastlake charges us per residence the same that they charge the City of Eastlake residents. So they're not charging us any more, they're not charging us any less. So, I mean, work your magic. Work your magic, do the best you can do. I don't think you're gonna get anywhere on it because like I said, they're the only game in town. We tried contracting with Willowick a few years ago, and there was an issue because Willowick is not an adjoining municipality because we have Lake Line in between us and Eastlake. Willowick was willing to do it, but Eastlake caused an issue and Willowick backed out. So pretty much Eastlake's the only game in town. That's what we have to use for fire and EMS. but I'm more than happy to look into it for you.
I'm just trying to give, you
More
know,
than
like,
happy. Oh, I would love to get it down.
And that comes out of our general budget, and that's why this levy will go into our general budget. Because again, that's what basically where the bulk of our money does go. Police, fire, EMS is probably more than 50% of our budget right there. So we definitely need this levy so that we can basically put the money back into our general fund so we can operate the rest of the village like we need to.
I mean,
So-
like you guys got tree trimming that needs to be done. That's kind of
Yeah, we haven't done that.
doing
yet.
them as emergencies. I mean, even if a disaster comes through here, we're dead. We're dead in the water.
agree.
We have nothing for disaster, nothing.
I agree.
And actually, that's one of the audit report things that we have to come up with is create what will we do if there's a disaster? We have to come up with a disaster plan. So if a snowstorm comes through here, you guys, you know, hopefully not a tornado, strong winds. They got a bunch of trees. We don't have the budget. on there.
Okay. Thank
So
you for that.
unfortunately, I don't like to be bearer of bad news, but I'm trying to get you guys out. You can't even do vehicle purchases,
Okay. The audit
street
report?
repairs. On there, yeah.
So,
So
all right, thank you. Anything else, Joanne, or?
well, I was on the income tax. You ready? You want the rest of my, you done
Yeah,
with yours?
go ahead.
Okay. All right, so since we're talking about income tax, so everybody knows you have received, residents have received letters in the mail about switching to RETA income tax starting October 1st. So what is, the only thing that really happens is you need to just notify your employer. Your employer shouldn't be aware of it. Also, they should have received a letter because I've received a letter here telling us that going forward that I will be submitting my your withholdings to them starting in October 1st on it. When you go to file your taxes next year, you file everything through RETA. They're getting the files from CCA for the beginning of this year will be over there. So everything is filed through RETA. If you are exempt, which is individuals declaring exemption, which is seen retires with pension and everything, I would strongly suggest to you, because some of the information that may not go over properly to from CCA to RETA. I've made copies of the form that I would suggest this year that you would fill out, the seniors, and send to them so that they know that you are exempt. They'd rather be inundated with the paperwork than later on trying to be hounding you for the information. So I will leave these over there for the residents and we can make more copies if need to be. So does that answer your question with Rita?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
On there. Next item is, I'll do the financials last. As the public is probably aware, we have received our state audit report for 17 and 18. That is out and available to the public. I believe, Mayor, you put it on the website.
Yes.
It is also on the state auditor's website. There are several findings for recovery, and residents have received those findings. So I can let you know. There was 14 findings, and all the findings for recovery occurred after May 2018, and those findings are as follows. These are the following findings. Angela Jones is a total of $710. Former Councilman Elizabeth Lau is $450. That was for an overpayment of her council. Mike Stanton is a total of $668. Nina Transky is $7,013. Jeffrey Esser is $2,965. David Claridge is $1,277. And as you were aware that I had for penalties and late fees of $135 that I paid back here at the council meeting on January 2020. I could have actually fought this findings, but I chose not to do that because I chose not to fight the findings. It was due to me trying to set up the new UAN system, coming on here new and straightening out the files, but I figured it was best to pay those. So everyone that was mentioned in these findings has the opportunity to repay the village within 130 days from the September 8th. Otherwise, they go to the Attorney General's office for collection of payments. So that's what we have on those. Again, the audit is on the website. So I did the income tax. There's that
Hey,
one.
Joanne,
Yes.
will you be able to send me a copy of the findings so I can put those in the minutes?
Yeah, they're actually on the website.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah, it's under the estate audit website. Yeah, it's on there. Yes. Yeah. One other thing to make sure we bring forward, going forward too, is we ran into this a little bit, the chief, that going forward, when we have new employees, let's make sure we get the council to approve them at the meeting. So we just know, and then we can get all the paperwork going through before they start, and we're not trying to backpedal on here. I mean, it's not just you, but it's all departments going forward. I thought we were doing this last year, but it fell between the cracks with everything going forward.
I have a question on Mr. Transky and Mrs. Anita Transky. Wasn't that some of that money child support from the police department?
That they went after those themselves.
I'm
Those,
sorry.
they went after the officers are responsible first. That's the way the auditors have set up the letters.
Have those officers paid?
No.
Isn't there a way you can go after them?
Yes, that's what we are. These are all, these are all findings for recoveries that everything has to be paid. Yes.
So that would be taken off the amount that they owe?
No. Transky is $7,013 without those.
And that was.
So we had a total of findings for total was $15,515.50, or is what our cost for the audit was, which should have been less than 10.
And that was because of fees? What are those fees for?
They had the findings. The auditors had the findings, and the findings were for, let's see, this one has for, this one have here in it. This one was for overdraft fees, late fees, penalties, and interest on that one. And let's see here, she was noted in this one for only 3,000. Because they go after the Transky too. I'm trying to find the expert. And they have her for 3,700. I didn't read through the whole, this one here.
It's on the website, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on our website, yeah.
It's on the Timberlake website in depth.
Mhm.
Has anyone gone on the website and seen it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think yeah, it's on.
I got a couple phone calls. People wanted to see it on the website.
Yeah, it's on the website.
Where exactly on the website is it? Because I'm on the website right now, and I think it might be helpful to know what tab to go under.
Under finance.
You put it under finance. You find it?
Looking now, but okay, that sounds good. I'll make sure I put that in the minutes as well, so people know how to find it. Thank you.
So, yeah. So that's our audit report for this year over there.
Okay.
So now we know that's out in the public. Did the payroll, and now we can do the financials for August. So our August financials is we started the year, August with $268,746.91. Our month-to-date revenue was $129,646.73. That includes our COVID money and our property tax money. So our year-to-date is $562,144.12. Our month-to-date expenditures was $28,394.88. Our year-to-date expenditures is $441,325.31. So we are starting August with $369,998.76. Another thing to keep in mind is that there are several restricted funds where we're not allowed to spend the money. So our general fund money is where we have some of the issues on there. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Chief Ryan, report, please.
Can we
Swear.
in our new guys who live this way, you need the little ones out?
Yes. No.
Sarah Bittner, Chris Dustin. Which one do you want?
So this one,
Nobody tells me anything anymore.
is
Don't know why.
Christopher Benny.
I have no idea what's
Dollar
going
a
on.
year.
Who you swearing in?
It was the last.
Is that him?
Yeah, Dustin.
Sorry.
Okay. Right in. I, Dustin Kubiak. I, Dustin Kubiak. Do solemnly swear. Do solemnly swear. That I will support the Constitution. That I will support the Constitution of the United States. Of the United States. And the Constitution. And the Constitution. Of the State of Ohio. Of the State of Ohio. The laws and ordinances. The laws and ordinances. Of the Village of Timberlake. Of the Village of Timberlake. And I will faithfully. And I will faithfully. Honestly. Honestly. And impartially discharge. And impartially discharge. Duties of special patrolman. The duties of special patrolman of the Village of Timberlake. Of the Village of Timberlake. State of Ohio. State of Ohio. During my continuance in said office. During my continuance in said office. Congratulations.
I'm sorry, it was a little hard to hear. Can someone confirm the name of the police officer and his role
I don't think he's coming around.
She needs the name.
for the record?
The police officer's name. She needs the police officer's name.
Sunny needs a police officer.
Sunny needs it.
You want me to spell it for you?
Yes, please.
All right, it's Dustin, Dustin.
Congratulations.
Middle initial A, last name Kubiak.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. No, it's Kim's.
Yeah.
No, we gotta sanitize it.
Yeah.
Can you hand it here?
Hand it to everybody. who said it.
Wait a minute, let's go on a
Yeah.
bit.
Okay.
All right.
So for August, and Sunny, I'll make sure that you get these. You want me to email them to you?
Yeah, that would be great. And honestly, even last month, I never got an email from you. So I'm not sure if you're using a wrong email, but let me know if you want me to email you first.
I'll send them both to you.
Okay, thank you.
Last month, we had 4 criminal complaints and investigations. We had 3 civil complaints. 1 suspicious person, and it happened to be a suspicious person in a vehicle. 1 disturbance at a residence. 3 warrant arrests, 4 911 hangups, 2 noise complaints, 3 animal complaints. We had 1 hit and run accident. We ended up also taking an accident for Eastlake where one of their boss's cars got hit. So to be impartial, they asked us to do it. There was 15 traffic stops, 9 citations issued, 4 written warnings, 3 verbal warnings, 2 parking citations, and beach checks, park checks, and house checks. There was 70 conducted.
Okay, thank you. Okay, finance report, Kim, please.
I have nothing. Joanne graciously covers the financials.
Do we need to have a work session before the next meeting for the 2021 budget, or is everybody happy with the way I sent out the Excel spreadsheet? We're going to start the first reading.
Okay.
What?
I mean, budget, to have a work session prior to, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, we need to.
I don't- I think she's
It's up to you.
asking. I
Do you
don't
want
think
it or
we
not?
need to.
Do you want a work session or not?
Sure, we
About the
can, do
budget.
we need one?
It's up to you. I sent out the budget and I didn't know if you guys wanted one.
I mean, we saw the
I mean,
budget.
it's not up, it's up to everybody on council. I mean,
It's all-
if we
all
need one, I'm
council.
okay with it. I'll show up.
Everything looks great.
Yeah.
There's no money.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, I didn't
There's
see anything
nothing there,
online. That's why I
so-
said if somebody
Yeah.
wants to join, you're doing a great job.
Well, I don't have much money to.
Well, you don't have much money, but you're still doing a great
She
job.
always says no. I call her, she says no.
Okay, thank you, Kim. Sherry?
I
Those
don't
all?
have anything to report, everything's about the same.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Nancy, trees,
And-
recreation, parks?
Just any action taken was a dead tree by the bocce ball court, a 3/4 dead tree over here. Wasn't be able to save, and there was one that was in dispute, was by the parking over there. And the gentleman from Davy Tree said that it would take longer and more costly to save the tree by the time we cable it and pin it, and then there'd be no guarantee if it would last. So we took that down too. So there's those 3 dead, one fully dead tree, one 75% dead tree, and the other one was half, and we just couldn't put the 2,500 to 3,000 into saving 50% living tree. And the rest I have planned. I apologize, Mr. Cronin, I didn't contact you. He's on my tree committee to talk about what else I have planned. There's mostly just stumps being planned. I also have put out in the Timberlake Times, there used to be a tree committee. Ms. King, you were on it? Mr. Cronin, you were on the tree committee?
Mm-mm.
Okay, just on the,
Well, just-
my
yeah,
committee. I mean,
yeah, just on
I'm sorry, the tree, we need to have a
I was on
committee
the
of
committee,
people.
not the commission.
Commission, excuse me. Thank you for the correct words. And I put just a feeler out there, and we had 3 people show up, which is good. I understand we need 6, if I'm reading the ordinance correct. And so if anybody would like to help out with the trees, because when the last meeting, I think it's John Canuck, is that his first name? Krista Canuck's son,
John, yeah.
the soon-to-be Eagle Scout. He's raising money to buy trees to replant them for Timberlake. Then he goes off to college. So that's our duty to take care of the trees. So if anybody would like to be on the tree commission, I have 3 people interested. We probably could use 3. I know we could use 3 more. The rules are I just have to be on the commission, and then we'll work together and replanting some trees. And I also get calls a lot from neighbors. They want me to talk to their neighbor, to tell their neighbor that they want to come on their land and cut something over their house. There is an ordinance saying that, you have to tell your neighbor before you go on their property and cut a bough. There are some things out there that are pretty dangerous. There are some boughs and branches hanging over your neighbor's yards, but some neighbors won't let that person come over. But the ordinance says they are allowed to, but of course they have to allow access. There's one neighbor who wanted me to put it in writing that I talked to them, and by law, I don't have to put that in writing, but I just know that neighbors are very funny about coming on their property, but you have to let them know that you want the tree cut. And if they won't do it, you have the right to do it, but you must get their permission. And there was an incident. And so there's an ordinance there. I just wrote up the ordinance. I sent it to the neighbor, etc. So I've had a lot of that. I do hope there's no big trees, no big storms coming through, because that would put us in a position. That's about it. I have other things I'd like to do. And Joanne keeps me straight all the time. I ask her what I could do, and she warns me, no. That's okay. That's okay. And that's it. Nothing else. Oh, wait, real quick. I promise, I just get a lot of general calls. COVID, I know it's off topic, but people are asking about COVID. We had one incident in Timberlake, and it's still one, like it never fell off the chart. So we've been very, very blessed. I mean, very, very blessed. COVID is a money business, as you can see, the money they're throwing at us. But, we don't have any other place that we congregate other than here. I think Timberlake has done a great job. I don't see, people parties. I don't see a lot of parties in the neighborhood. I don't see a lot of congregating on the streets. I see people cross the street away from each other when they're walking. I can't say enough about that. Thank you very much for being safe.
better than sorry. Lake County just went up one level, but to go up one level is nothing. From one level to the next, 0 is the first level, yellow, 0 to 10, and the next level is orange, that you could go up like that. So that's just due to, they're saying kids went back to school, etc. People saying that kids are super spreaders. There hasn't been any, this is from Lake County Health Department. You could look on their website. I just called them directly. Actually, that kids are super spreaders because they went back to school. There's been no stories of kids going home and giving it to grandma or grandpa yet. And let's hope nothing ever happens in Timberlake here. We have our signs, our extra signage here with our 6 feet apart. I had a villager that wants me to see if we could actually designate one page of the Timberlake Times to COVID. But I would like to do that, but as you know, watch the news, it changes every day, right? It changes every hour. Okay, now the last CDC is saying now you can't even catch it from somebody who's asymptomatic. So, and then, then I get a phone call from my Catholic, like, yeah, they have no symptoms, but yet they were with somebody. So we're asking them to quarantine, even though they have no symptoms, they're not sick. So I mean, we could keep on going. I mean, we could have pages upon this, but it keeps on changing and the numbers keep on changing and the numbers won't fall off. Because I asked them, like, this is our one case. Why is it still on? It's one case and that person has recovered. So, I mean, if you want to know real numbers, I don't know if you're interested in this. Ohio has 11 million people. Lake County has cases of 230,149 people. Total, that's our total population of Lake County. The cases was 1,459, 1,200, so 1,206 of that have recovered. Out of the 1,459, 1,206 have recovered. We've had only 164 hospitalizations and 45 total deaths. So I guess we live in a really good county compared to what else Cuyahoga County is going through. So keep up the good work, Timberlake. I don't see any wild parties or a lot of congregating, and I see people walking apart from each other on the street when you're walking with your family. So that's keep up the good work.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Sharma, grants, please.
Thank you, Mayor. So I had a meeting with Mr. Formica, and then you were there as well, talked about some grant money and CDBG, OPWC. I see Mr. Formica is here. Would you like to please shed some light on that?
Chuck, is you.
He's not with us.
Unmute. Yes, I am.
Oh, yeah, there you are. Okay.
Yes, actually, we met last week, I think, talked about potential grants and what we could apply for and what we wanted to concentrate on. Actually, today at 1 o'clock was the due date or time to submit for next year's round of Ohio Public Works Commission funding to Lake County. So talking with the mayor, we put together a small storm basin repair program and submitted that. I kept it small because we know finances are tight. But we have a good chance of, I think we have a really good chance of getting the grant. We came up with a project. The total project cost was $18,400. Try to keep it under 20. We're at $18,400, so we asked for half of that, $9,200 in grant money. So hopefully if this goes through, we'll get a free $9,200 and we'll have to, the village would have to pay the other half, obviously, but, or up to that amount. I mean, we still have to put it out to bid and whatnot. And that amount, in my rough estimate, without getting too much into it, was to basically adjust 10 catch basins or roadside basins, adjust them to grade, putting new castings on them, and then with 3 of them, pretty much like reconstructing them from, if we had a lot of brickwork, more than, like a 1.5 feet, 2 foot of brickwork that we would have to do, and then still put a new casting on that. And we can tweak those quantities one way or the other if once we get the grant. But bottom line, we're hoping to get a $9,000 grant. We'll know in a couple of weeks, and then if we do make the list or make the grade with the point system that the county has, we'll have to get legislation from council and then submit the true application. Today was the preliminary application that we put in. So we'll have to, like I said, if it goes further, we'll get legislation from council to authorize the mayor to submit that true application. So endeth my report. Thank you.
I think we might have lost Village Hall's computer. I'm gonna call John.
You may have to say the last two lines again, Pete, because I think I think they lost it. Like you had said, 3 of them will be reconstructed, and then I think we lost them.
Oh no, all that? Okay. No,
I'm sorry.
that's not a problem at all.
Yeah, we lost them towards the end. Joanne just texted me, so they lost their connection.
Or someone got tired of listening to me and just hit.
Maybe with the COVID money, we can get better Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, I mean, it could be on the list.
We'll have to mention that if they come back on.
And we could afford to pay 50% too, if it is Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Couldn't get John. I'm gonna try Joanne. Hi. What happened?
Long day. Maybe.
I think we got him back.
Welcome back.
You guys back?
Are we back?
We can hear you. We can't see you.
Is your camera on?
Oh, we go. Sorry.
Lost him again. think we got him back again. Hear you, we can't see you. All right, I can see you, John. I can see you. Yeah, we can see you. Is the microphone hooked up?
It should be, is it?
Okay, yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. All right.
We actually gained a YouTube viewer during that time. Went up from 5 to 6 viewers.
That was because of mine.
Oh, yeah,
That's mine on there.
you're right.
We got excited. We thought we were gaining like an actual public.
But yeah, we went from 5 viewers to 6 viewers. So we got.
All right, I'm going to disconnect. There you go.
Okay. I think Pete was finishing up.
Yes, we're doing.
Yeah, as I was saying, I don't know how much when I got cut off, but we applied for this grant to fix about 13 catch basins or roadside catch basins in the village, and that can be tweaked either way once we do the design and whatnot. But we put in for an $9,200 grant, and we would pay the other half. The village would pay if we were to use all of it. So the next step would be in this process. This was a preliminary application that we put in. The county and the local integrating committee, which is part, I don't need to get into all that probably with you, but it's Geauga County, Lake County, and I think it's Geauga and Lake County. They get together, compare points and everything else, and then we'll know if we're on the list. And then if we are or above the line for our grading, they kind of give a point system for all this. And if we're above that line or even close to it, we'll put in what's a final application. That's where we would need legislation from council authorizing the mayor to actually submit to the state for this funding. And if we're at that point, we know we have, I've never seen them not give the money. So it's all good.
Okay, thank you. And also, Pete also went out for bid for the Lakeshore extension, the brick road repair there. He went out, he sent the quote out to 5 different contractors. He only received 2 quotes back. One of them came from Titan Asphalt Paving. Their original quote included basically taking care of the road, putting in, replacing the brick where it was replacing it with stamped concrete, and then also patching up the other area where it comes down to transition. Their total bid was way over our budget. Our budget for this work is about $4,400. They came in at over $6,000 for that. And then we also had another estimate from Infinity Paving. They came in at $17,000, but they also included to rebuild 2 catch basins, which wasn't included in the other bid, which was about $7,000, which brought that up. But then since that was way out of our amount that we had budgeted, we went back to Titan, and they gave us another price to patch the 2 areas that we're talking about for $2,492. So they can come out and we can schedule the work October 12th and 13th. We will have some money left over, which we will hopefully use on either road repairs or some other signage for the village. So we'll have to get approval on that. But that's an update on those right there.
And that was the grant money, the money we got from the grant from the county.
That was the county grant money, yes.
Yes, so you know that this expenditure is coming out of the county grant money that we received at the beginning of the year of $4,487. I know it's 4,400, I'm not sure if it's 87 or 78. So out of this money, we told them that we are doing the Lakeshore extension. So any extra money that we want to use for something else, we have to go back to the county, and make sure we can use it on that expenditure so that the public's aware.
Okay. Okay, that's it for that report. And then Dr. Sharma, were you done with the grants then?
Yes, I am. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, Shannon with the sewers, please, report.
Yes, so let's see. I know we're looking at repairing the area by the park, and we did get 2 quotes. I'm waiting on 2 more. The 2 quotes that we had that have already come in were from Ciro's and also from Campbell Plumbing. It's pretty much to do a vacuum clean or jet 350 feet of the 10-inch storm sewer right by the catch basins near the park. And the cost that we had gotten from Ciro's is $385 per hour, plus whatever hours that they add on. And it's going to be $175 per yard. It's around $1,300. The quote that I'd gotten from Campbell, on the other hand, was a little bit more. We're looking at close to $1,500. They had $850 an hour and $650 the second hour. I'm still waiting on quotes from WideWorks and United, and I really hope that WideWorks would come in at some point in the next day or two to get that. I know this is a repair that we've been kind of pushing for a while, definitely a cleaning that, is due. So I'm still waiting on a couple different quotes. And once I have that, we can go ahead and get one company ready to come in. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. And to add to that also, our service guys went out yesterday and today. They went to check all the catch basins. There were a few that needed to be cleaned. I would like to periodically clean them. And they also checked to make sure that there were no other broken grates. We had replaced a bunch of them last month, broken grates. So there are no more broken grates. So we have that taken care of. We just have one catch basin at the island on Shawandasi that we need to take care of. We need to rebuild that one. We'll try to do that in-house to save some money there too. But other than that, everything else looking good. We have a couple blockages, one on Key Wading and the one over there at Wobbin that we're going to take care of with this sewer cleaning. Once we get that done, those are the only 2 problem areas so far. So that's it for sewers.
Why
Yes.
would you even consider using Ciro's?
We're just getting an estimate from them. We're not considering using anyone. We just want to get estimates to make sure that everyone else is in line.
They jerk the city around.
I know what they did. Yes, I'm aware.
Terrible.
Yes, you're right. So, okay.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to let everybody know that, we just wanted to cover our bases. That's why we're getting all these quotes. Of course, I've been here when Ciro's was here. I'm not going to be very hyped about getting them coming back in the village, but just to make sure that we're, making sure that we're competitive and getting a good price, we added them on just for quoting purposes. So Let's see how things go. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Yes, because remember, you don't have to always take the lowest. You can take the
Lowest and best.
Yeah, it can be the lowest and best. So you don't actually have to take literally the lowest if you're not pleased.
Okay, safety report, Vince?
Yeah, so I talked about the tow contract. The only other thing that I have would be the elephant in the room again, which is our stop signs. So last month at the council meeting, we agreed to not do anything until we had our city engineer look into it. I've been in constant contact with Jay Koros, who is a senior traffic engineer for CT Consultants. An engineering judgment was done. And again, I will reiterate, like I stated last month, stop signs are being put up, or they're going to be erected, not for speed control and not for revenue for the village. These stop signs are going to be installed for the safety and security of our residents and our roadway users, which include people walking down the road, walking their pets, children on bicycles. That's what it's being done for, as well as liability for the village if there would be any impending lawsuit due to an accident, that we're not negligent and we didn't do the due diligence in our part. The engineering judgment has been returned. And in regards to intersection sight distance, line of sight distance, and sight triangle distance, CT Consultants is in 100% agreement with the village. So with that being said, the stop signs will be going up on East Shore at the 6-point intersection in the middle and at Minnewawa. Mayor, what I would recommend, since we diverted to the residents last month and gave them an option, and we looked into this a little farther, what I would recommend is on the public portion tonight that we take absolutely no questions about the stop signs. We have went to our utmost authority, which would be the senior traffic engineer from CT Consultants. They have agreed with us. So I think at this point in time, any questions pertaining to the stop signs are a moot point. I think we just need to get them installed.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Purchases and approvals. We need a motion to approve the August 2020 financial reports.
Falkenberg makes a motion.
I second it.
Ms. Falkenberg,
Aye.
Mr. Cronin,
Aye.
Mrs. Mara,
Aye.
Ms. Saba,
Aye.
Dr. Sharma,
Aye.
Ms. Sharma.
You're gonna read these? Okay, thank you. Next is a motion to approve the hiring of the following part-time police officers.
Okay, I have Sarah Bittner, that is special for 7/21/2020 as her hire date on there. I have Christopher Patty, and he's a sergeant as of 8/25 at $10 an hour. Dustin, that we just swore in tonight, he's a special at $1. And then the other one that we forgot was way back was Adam Nunes, and that's when all the stuff he was hired on June 17th at $9. And that now he's back to a special beginning this month.
You move back to a special and Sarah took his spot.
Yeah, so those are all the ones that so okay, now we're actually going to pay Sarah $9 an hour.
Yes.
Okay,
So now we need a
all
motion.
right, do we need a motion? Do we have a motion to approve, please?
I make a motion to approve.
I second.
Okay, great. Joanne, would you be able to send me the names so I have the spellings?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Ms. Falkenberg,
Aye.
Mr. Cronin,
Aye.
Mrs. Mara,
Aye.
Ms. Saba,
Aye.
Ms. Sharma, Dr. Sharma.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. All right, before I open up to public questions, last month, like I said, Mrs. Sabat told everyone that we had all the ordinances were out there. We had gone through them all. And a lot of the ordinances now, what we have left are just ordinances that basically they're more or less like a moving violation. So right now, we've done what we can do, and we're going to turn it over now to, we have full cooperation with the police department that if they see any vehicles, RVs, trailers, trucks, or so forth that are in violation, they'll just take it upon themselves to just pretty much either issue a warning and then follow it up with a citation if the people aren't in compliance. We're looking to clean up the village, and a lot of people have done a great job, but there are many out there that haven't. And we need to just get it cleaned up because, again, getting a lot of complaints that, people are just tired of the way it looks. They're tired of the way just seeing, especially the biggest complaint I'm getting is garbage cans. They're the most unsightly things, and I just can't believe that really anyone would leave it out. I mean, first thing I want to do is get it out behind my house so no one can see it as soon as they pick it up. And I was, hopefully everyone else feels the same. So they're ugly blue color. We cannot paint them. Unfortunately, we're stuck with that color and we're stuck with that size. We can't go with a smaller one if we don't need it or so forth. So pretty much, if we can just have a little cooperation, if everyone can just try to hide them the best they can. We understand there's some residents, corner houses that cannot hide them, but try to screen them off, plant some shrubs, put it behind a little fence or a screen or something, just anything, or put them in their garage. I know sometimes it's hard to do, but they're just very unsightly. And again, I think it really degrades the village a lot. So that's another thing that I would hope that people would just do. So unfortunately, we have a penalty on it that's very severe. It's $500 if you don't keep the garbage can out of the view. But again, we don't want to enforce anything like that. But then again, we shouldn't even have to have an ordinance on that or even tell anyone to hide something like a garbage can. So that's all I have on that. Now, I'd like to open up the questions. Again, we're going to limit it to 3 minutes per subject. Last month, we went a little way over. We're supposed to end the meetings by 9:30. Tonight, I don't want to go even near that. So if we can have just a couple of questions, main points of what people want to, get out there. Again, everything was covered last month about the beach and about the stop sign. So I don't think we need to go anywhere else on that. So, and pretty much it is what it is. So I'd like to open up for questions. Go ahead.
Excuse me, real quick. We discussed the 3-minute time rule. If you have a topic, please approach the podium and express your topic. And if you want to talk on another topic, just please sit down and wait till everybody's done with their topic and come back with a new topic. But we can't come up with the same topic. I'm sorry?
You're taking my 3 minutes.
Okay, I haven't started.
Okay.
I haven't started.
My name is Ron Wilson, 40 Shore. I'm talking about improving the village.
I'm sorry, can we give him another mic? It's really hard to hear him.
Improve the village and make the homes more presentable. So one of the council people came to a village club meeting and said they would like some help in getting the village improved. So after I thought about it for a while, I called up and I sent an email to the councilman and I says, I will take it on. I will volunteer to do it. So I talked to the mayor and I volunteered. I got a couple of friends to help, neighbors, and we planted flowers. We spruced up the flower beds, and then I went to the mayor and I said, we will do the work, the maintenance, but could you pick up the cost for the flowers? He said, we're broke. I said, okay. So I took the cost on and I paid for the flowers. Later on, there's a big hole in the median of big brown plant where a tree was removed but didn't take out the roots. I didn't know it, so I went down there. I put in some mulch and put in some seeds and I watered it and put straw on it. Nothing grew. And I found out because the stump was still in there. So I called a guy out and come out and took out the stump. And I said, okay. And it was a cost to me of $80. So I went to the mayor. I said, he said, turn in the bid. So I said, okay. I turned in the bid and it was not approved for some reason. And then here, so I sent in another bid. 4 months later, I still haven't heard one way or the other whether my bid is successful or what. But I'm out $80. I paid for the flowers. I paid for mulch for the beds. How are we going to improve the village? We don't at least take care of the volunteers. So that's my complaint. How much do I need? You got a bill for the fence, repairing the fence and putting lock up. How much was that?
The entire fence.
Didn't cost anything, it was volunteer.
And putting up the lock. That wasn't free, was it?
The labor was free. That was all
I
volunteer.
didn't ask for labor. How much was the bill?
It was $250. What was the lock?
Yeah, the lock and the.
She
Don't
has
you
it.
have that? And
So you would like to be reimbursed your $80, correct?
yeah.
Okay. So that's what you're saying, that you have not been reimbursed yet?
Right.
Okay,
4 months later.
okay.
And you still don't know that? How much revenue do we get in from the keys?
Total
How much we
revenue for
get- how
keys, did
many
we get
keys
in?
did we sell?
She has that too. She has that too.
I don't have it readily that quick available.
Right.
So you would like to know what we pulled in with revenues with the $10, and
No.
you would like to be reimbursed? That's the information you need?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
Ron, were you here at last month's meeting?
Yes.
I just want to make sure you knew that the mayor did thank you in front of everyone.
He did it and put it in the, he sent me an email thanking me, he put it in the Times. I appreciate that. I'm not complaining. I paid for the flowers, I'm not asking for that, but I don't think it's fair that I have to pay for getting the tree stump out.
understood.
Okay? That's my complaint. You still don't know?
I think I did.
Remember that the keys are basically a deposit.
Right.
You know, that's not,
How
they
many
get the
keys
key
did
back,
you-
they get the deposit back.
How many keys did you order?
Now, how many keys have we sold?
Yeah, I don't have it in front of me, I didn't bring it with me, Ron.
790.
Yeah. So $10 a key, so.
So 79 keys.
How many we have not sold?
Oh, we only have 3 left. We didn't order them all, we didn't order a lot.
We order them as we need them.
Increments of
Yeah.
25.
Yeah, we ordered
And
as is.
I think right now we have 3 left.
We're getting in
And I
slow
just
order
turned
still.
in some this evening to Joanne, so.
Oh, that's all I got.
Thanks, Ron.
Thank you, Ron. Any other questions?
Yeah. Mary Beth, Phil Shea died.
Oh.
He was a COVID casualty.
You're kidding.
No, he was wrestling with it for about a month, 1, 2, 3 weeks, I don't know. Joanne, George Transky, Joanne, excuse me. When my wife was hired to do the book work for Timberlake, it was expressed, emphatically expressed that she was not to be held liable for any of the accounting problems. She never said she was a professional. She never said she was certified.
Let me stop you right there. I did not do this. This was by the state auditors.
I have a question.
And I stress that very specifically to.
I have a question. Stanton, as a Timberlake representative, being the mayor, said that Timberlake would not find her liable or accountable for the errors. And at the same time, the books were found to be inauditable that she inherited and walked into to help the village. She was told also there would take 6 hours, maybe a week. She spent maybe 20 hours a week without reimbursement beyond the 6 hours. She put her heart into it. Now, what I'm wondering, and I'm asking you and the counselor, what is the course of action here? Because again, her verbally conveyed employment contract stated that she was not to be held liable. She took the position based on that. Now, all of a sudden, it seems like, well, we got a hot potato and nobody's going to say anything about it, and good luck to you.
So actually, when you're sworn into this position, you are held responsible. So even before she took the position, she should have looked into it.
Well, the
And I
village.
did also stress to her several times that they would probably allow 1 month of not going after her for anything. Going forward, you have to make sure you document everything. And I spent several times over here trying to help her with straightening out the books. It was unsuccessful. I know how long this job takes.
The books were found to be inauditable, that's correct?
Correct. And that was part of her fault along with Stanton.
Her fault?
Yes.
I don't comprehend that. Would you explain that?
Sir, she went down to the state auditor's training in March with me. She went down, remember, her and Elizabeth,
Yes, I do.
they went down. They sat through the training, and I know the training is very detailed. And do tell you that I told her she needed to read that village official handbook because that's what you have to follow. And that's exactly what I'm following right here. It's the village official handbook.
This is already after she was already in the employment contract, that you were
She
giving her
could-
this advice?
When she contacted, I
See,
often
I
say
guess
this
my
to
3
people.
minutes are up.
Are you,
So
would you like to,
we
would you
should
like to-
just
would you
put
like
the
to
bill-
finish your response to Mr.
So what
Trancy?
I'm saying is.
And I'm also asking the attorney what their intentions are and how they view this. Because again, it was stated to my wife, the conditions of her employment, she was not to be held accountable or liable for this. Stanton said, again, as mayor, that they had insurance that would cover in this event, and they would use that. So my wife looks, well,
If you'd like to have your wife contact me, we can talk about getting it straightened out before the Attorney General's office contacts her. I'm not aware of whatever contracts or agreements she had with the previous mayor. I'm not aware of a way that he's allowed to contract her or himself out of their responsibility financially. However, if you'd like to, we can give you my contact information. We can discuss it before she has at least a month before it goes to the Attorney General's office. I'd be happy to talk to her about it. I'm not aware of any agreement she had with the previous mayor, so I can't speak to that.
you can just see by the nature of the arrangement, she walked in there totally, no credentials at all, other than 3 classes in accounting college. And she's holding a $7,000 bag right now.
She should have never taken a position.
Well, who was gonna take it?
Me. I'm serious.
Well, I'm sorry, you know,
I
you
did
got
offer
the
it.
job. Congratulations.
I mean, before they offered it to her.
We
I
will
was
contact you.
Wasn't
Thank
I,
you.
Vince?
Please contact me.
Thank you.
Right, Vince? I was out here
Thank you. Any other questions?
at the time.
Yeah, I'm aware. You know, and I will, I mean, can I say something?
Yes, please.
Okay, even with the way this audit went down, I know it was a state that did this, but the fact Nina, Mike, and I don't care what the auditor said, I know Angela was bonded. So I don't know why the bonding company doesn't cover this. My personal opinion is if they're not doing anything maliciously, I mean, I don't see how we could go after them, but again, that's not me, that's the auditor. I don't agree with what the auditor said. I don't think we should go after Mike. I don't think we should go after Nina. I don't think we should go after Angela. Esser and Claridge, I agree with. That was done maliciously. They knew they were getting the child support money. I don't agree with it, but again, it's not my call.
Mayor, may I?
Yes.
I would concur with my colleague here that if it wasn't done maliciously, we should find other ways to fulfill that. Thank you.
Okay.
I think we've had too many people that have, in a way volunteered for this position and not really understood what they're signing up for. And I agree with everybody else. I think we shouldn't, hold it against them, the fact that they stood up when we needed them to, and unfortunately made mistakes. It happens with everyone. It happened with me. Yeah, I agree. I think we should come up with another way. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Shannon.
Anybody else?
Anyone else? Any questions?
Could you come to the podium, would you mind? Thank you.
Yes, my name is Debbie King. I live at 43 East Shore Boulevard. And I just, excuse me, would like something done with the bushes. They grow on Lakeshore Boulevard, the corner of Wobbin and Lakeshore Boulevard. Those bushes are way too tall. You cannot see around them unless you're up onto Lakeshore Boulevard. I wish someone would go down there and take a look at it. The stop sign is way back so that you have to stop way back.
The bushes, private property.
I don't know, I don't know.
It's in the right of way, yes. We did trim those a little bit, but we're gonna have to get them even more because again, they've grown out of control. Yes, I agree. And like I said, we did take a little bit off of those already, but we're gonna have to do more. We're having our service guys just do a little at a time.
Okay, we can't just take them out? Or,
If they're in the right of way, yeah, we can look at taking them out. I'll look at it.
I would have to agree, it is kind of dangerous.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, if it's, like I said, if it's,
The front of the average size car,
yeah,
the nose of your car has to be already in the bike lane to look down Lake Shore to the, you know, if you were looking.
Encroach into the path of traffic.
Yeah,
okay.
so.
We
All right.
appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, we will address that. Thank you. Any other questions?
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify a few things that were kind of being said during the meeting about COVID-19. You know, I am supposed to transcribe the minutes in accordance with exactly what is being said, regardless of my opinion. And so one of the things I transcribed was said that COVID is a money game. And, you know, I just want to clarify to everybody in the village, yes, we've been very lucky that there has only been one reported case. However, we also do not know how many village members have actually taken the time to go and get tested. It is 100% of a fact that asymptomatic individuals can transmit the virus. This has been proven scientifically time and time again. So I just really urge everybody to make sure that they are staying safe. As a physician, you know, I recently had to intubate a 33-year-old man who has COVID-19. And as it looks right now, there's a high chance that he probably will not come off the ventilator. And so I really want to urge all of my fellow neighbors, all of the residents of this village to take the utmost precaution necessary to keep themselves safe, because I would hate to see any more casualties.
Is there testing available, widely available in Lake County, do you know?
Yes, there is testing available. It is widely available. However, there is a 25% false negative rate. So what that means is that you can test negative 1 in 4 times while you actually have the virus. So that's the dangerous thing. That's why we urge everybody, regardless of if they've already had the virus or not, regardless of if they have symptoms or not, to keep themselves safe, because that's such a high chance, 25%, that people are being tested negative but are actually positive. So in terms of widely available testing, there are quote unquote drive-throughs in multiple spots. There's one in Beechwood. There's one held by both Metro and Cleveland Clinic downtown. And I know that Lake Health is also trying to start a drive-through option, but as of right now, testing is only available at their Beechwood Express Care for Lake Health, for Cleveland Clinic, and for, of course, Metro Health.
Did you say Lake Health? Did you say Lake Health?
Yeah, like you know, Lake West and Tri-Point.
Okay.
They also have a they also have another branch in Beechwood, so there's testing available there as well. But again, I urge everybody that 1 in 4 people will test negative and they still have the virus. So don't take that too much to heart. I have tested negative while I had symptoms, and I did the precautions that I needed to do to make sure that I'm keeping the people I love and my neighbors safe. So I urge everybody to do that.
I think there's also a Minute Clinic in Painesville that's doing it right now. And also, actually, can we use the COVID money for testing for
Residents?
like people in the village?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's on it.
Okay.
Why don't we make that an option for
Yeah.
whoever wants to get tested?
Free testing for our residents, yeah.
I like that idea.
I have that on in the back of this one.
You already had it.
No, I would be happy to do the testing. I mean, if we can get the swabs covered, like the nasopharyngeal swabs, I'm happy to swab any and all residents of Timberlake. You know, I'm more than happy to do that.
Okay. Thank you, doctors. Any other questions from the audience? Yes, sir.
I have a question.
Oh, Mr. Ward, yes.
Yeah, Ward 21 East Shore. First of all, it appears that Murphy's Law is on the books. And it says anything that can go wrong will go wrong, and at the worst possible moment. I'm very concerned, as I go out and do my walking 6 days a week, that the people I talk to tell them they're on the wrong side of the street. They act like I'm talking Martian, and maybe I am. But I suspect if I had a buck for every person I persuaded to get on the right side of the street, I'd have a buck by now. Because I've talked to hundreds of them, and they just don't pay any attention. I don't know what we can do about it. I don't think anybody's interested in more signs going up. But there may be some educational program that could be put in place. I know when my grandchildren visited here from down Hudson, Ohio, police pulled into the driveway. Two guys got out of the car at that time. I walked over and said, I'll go quietly, don't bother the family. They said, no, we're here to see the grandkids. We want to give them a little gift from Bob Evans because we saw them riding their bikes and they both had their helmets on. So they were doing something there was proactive. We thought that was neat. But I'm very concerned and I'm afraid that life being like it is, that it'll take an accident, somebody being hurt or killed before we get people to understand that they have to do it the right way. And it's not easy. I've talked to everybody I can think of as I am out walking, and they say, yeah, sure, okay, we'll take it. No, you don't get anywhere. So that's all I can ask about to do is if there's some way that you people who are the big thinkers in the community can find a way to get at the people and get them right in walking on the wrong side, it'd be a real step in the right direction. Other than that, just like I said, I've had a lifelong love affair with the men and women who wear the dark blue uniforms and form the thin blue line that stands between us and disaster. And the police are now in bad shape because they're overwhelmed, underpaid, and in many cases, they want to be defunded, which is crazy. I'm particularly concerned about the fact that we think ourselves safe because we're so small, it wouldn't bother to come here because it wouldn't make enough of a headline. But we shouldn't take that anything for granted. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. And if there's a way we can think of a way to be more secure or more alert, I'm all for it. Many of these people are now funded by funds from where they're brought in from other states sometimes. They bring in a busload or two and they just about destroy a community in about an hour or so. They did that here. I don't know what we do. So we need to be alert. We need to report to the police department or other people here in the authority if we see something going the wrong way. It's better to be wrong in our opinion than to be wrong and having people not respond because they don't think we're serious.
Thank you.
Bless America.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very nice, very well said. Couldn't agree more.
Your words will be in the minutes and they'll be in the Timberlake Times. So at least your caution to everybody will be noted. And I did see it in last week's Timberlake Times also. So about telling people about walking opposite of the traffic. If they're walking, if they're driving a bike, they have to go with the traffic. So
Yeah, there was
It's a
somebody
good
at the last meeting who complained about the same thing. Was it Mr.?
Mr. Banna.
Also complained that the walkers are not walking against the traffic.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Any other questions or? Okay, our next meeting will be October 20th at 7:30. And do we have a motion to adjourn?
A motion?
I second.
Great, Ms. Falkenberg,
Aye.
Mr. Cronin,
Aye.
Mrs. Morrow,
Aye.
Ms. Saba,
Aye.
Dr. Sharma,
Aye.
Ms. Sherman. Thanks so much, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.